Hello, and welcome to the Investing Bros. Man, got a show for you today. I'll tell you what, it is altcoin season, mini edition, episode, what is it now? Probably 5? I'm not sure. We've had many altcoin seasons so far. I think we might need to be kind of getting in the business of recategorizing what we're seeing on the charts, getting away from these terms like altcoin season, because when I say altcoin season, what I really mean is mini altcoin season. And what does that mean? Let's look at the bubbles really quickly. Dogecoin is having a really nice day. As you can see here, up 30%. There are a couple coins that are doing better than it. Bonk comes to mind, which is kind of the Dogecoin equivalent, if you will, over on Solana. Oh, did you hear that? All of the Dogecoin loyalists screaming and shouting at T-Shroom. Bonk is nothing like Dogecoin. Bonk will never be Dogecoin. Well, look, I sympathize with you. I do. But these are all dog coins. Dogecoin, though, has my heart. It's the only dog meme coin that I hold, and that is because of the affiliation it has with Elon Musk and pretty much no other reason. Not a big meme coin guy. Really not. What I am is a value guy, and I do think that Dogecoin has a chance at actually being technology for X, right? And I could be wrong about that, and that's why I don't have a ton of it, but I do hold a bit of it. The other meme coin I have, I might just reveal towards the end of this video. Now, guys, I have found something on the charts. I have found a potential coincidence, but it could be an interesting data point for you all. Throw in the bears a bone today in today's stream. So just stick with me. I have a little bit of a reason why we could actually be seeing those levels on Bitcoin that I've been talking about down at 42,000. Now, it's not like I'm out here buying puts on iBit. I don't know that it's going to go down there, but there is something that I'm seeing coming across my desk that is actually giving me pause about whether or not Bitcoin is going higher from here. Now, either way, the face melting move higher that Bitcoin has made everybody very happy in crypto if they've had exposure to Bitcoin. But overall, Tim and I, my partner here at Investing Bros, we have said again and again and again that a 10, 20, 30, or even 40% pullback in Bitcoin is not uncharacteristic. We're going to be taking a look at exactly an example of that in the past, that something has happened today that is exactly the same, and we're going to be taking a look at that towards the end of the show. Actually, pretty excited to bring it to you all because it's actually really, really interesting. Let's take a look here at the Bitcoin chart. I'm going to start out on, I've got the daily pulled up here, but I'm going to start out on the monthly because this is the biggest green candlestick on the monthly chart for February. Nobody saw it coming, ever. There you go. Let that sink in, folks. We're in the bull market, baby. We are here. This is not a dream. You are not asleep. If I pinch you, it will only hurt. It will not wake you up. Look at this right here. This is beautiful. I love to gaze on the monthly charts. Look how far. Remember when I was doing all my monthly Bollinger Band analysis? Look how far we have come, right? We were diddling in the middle with the midline of the Bollinger Band for so long, multiple months here from June all the way through September, broke out of that, and it's just been off to the races since then, right? Contrast that with a coin like Matic. Let's take a look. So Matic still hasn't even tested the upper band of the Bollinger Bands yet. I pick on Matic, but I think Matic is still a good project. Let's take a look at Chainlink, another one that's been surging. Yeah, so not as, I think by this standard, Bitcoin has far surpassed Chainlink now. Let's actually measure it. So from the midline of the Bollinger Band on up, and this is kind of some good analysis. 120% is where Chainlink is rocking out at now. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. And you can see that Bitcoin, so about the same. 119. Very, very cool. Very cool. All right, well, there you go. I mean, not too much of a conclusion there other than Chainlink and Bitcoin are pretty much neck and neck from the midline of that Bollinger Band. How about that? I did not plan that to be so exactly congruent, but hey, there you go. Interesting. Take a look at Cardano. Since we're out on the monthly, guys, you know I like to indulge in some monthly Bollinger Band analysis here. 80%, so Cardano unlike Matic, has gotten up, tested that upper band of the Bollinger Band, and actually penetrated through. So that's nice to see. We'll take a look at AVAX and Solana. AVAX doing real well. Kind of, it went up and tested early. Went up and tested that midline early in December. Let's see. Let's go check it out here. It is 127% up, so more than Bitcoin and Chainlink from that midline of the Bollinger Band. We'll do one more, do Solana, and then we'll move on here, guys, because I've actually got a lot of stories. Got a lot of alpha to bring my bros this morning. Solana, 250%, definitely taking the cake there. Solana is, without a doubt, doing really well. I would do Kaspa. Let's just see what Kaspa looks like. Kaspa, but yeah, this is what I was going to say. It doesn't have the Bollinger Band data yet because it's such a new coin. But anyway, it might be on some other charts, but not this one. So we'll move on. Let's go look at Bitcoin and the lower time frames here. Maybe we can find a time frame lower than monthly. Do you think we could find that? I think so. Let's go down to the 4 hour actually. So let's see what we can pull out here. I've got Lux Algo oscillator turned on here. Down at the bottom, you can see. Let's see. It's continuing to signal overbought, but this money flow is continuing to move positive for Bitcoin. Not a surprise to see that at all. That is good. We've gotten 3 reversal deltas here. One on the 26th, on the 27th, and on the 28th. And each time, Bitcoin did slow, right? There was a slowing, okay? But it ultimately kept on chugging. Now, these usually in a normal market, these would signal an actual reversal, right? Where Bitcoin would come down and test a level and then go higher. Bitcoin would come down and test a level, a previous level. I mean, this is technically a level, right? But it's not at least the Bollinger Band midline or something. But the thing is that, you know, and I say this increasingly, and I was listening back to yesterday's episode, and I've minced my words a bit. It's not that the overbought indicators are any less reliable, right? They are still as reliable as ever. They're still gathering statistics. They're still gathering data as reliably as ever, right? What they are is becoming less valid for your decision making, for my decision making and investing and trading in crypto, and specifically crypto, right? They are still as valid as they were in December for stocks, because stocks are not parabolic right now. Crypto, in case you haven't noticed, is parabolic. Let's look at Dogecoin, right? Dogecoin, as of today, is very insane. Like, take a look here, 56% in just 17 days. That might sound like not much if you're sitting there trading, you know, altcoin gems all day, but this is a lot of money, guys. This is a lot of movement. This is a lot of volatility, right? And so when we're looking at like right here, we got a reversal dot, right? You may have sold it and taken a short position traditionally, but as an oversold, excuse me, as an overbought indicator, you have to be careful, because ultimately this thing whipsawed right back up, and if you'd been short, you would have gotten liquidated or worse, right? So that's where we're at. You know, I wanted to correct myself from yesterday. Anybody who's a statistics professor knows what I'm talking about. Everybody else might be like T-Shroom. Who cares? Just tell us the coins that are going to go up. I get it. I do like to have a good record, though, and valid and reliable are different things. So just wanted to make sure everybody was tracking that. Let's look at the bubbles a little more intensely here. We got AVAX up 9%, FET.A up 9.1%. Guys, we took a look at that. Let's extrapolate. Let's get some alpha. Let's get some value out of that monthly Bollinger Band analysis. The takeaway there is buy Cardano, right? And buy Matic. The coins that are good, they have great names in the space, but they are not yet outside of that upper band of the Bollinger Band, right? That's underbought. You buy low, you sell high. If Warren Buffett is not dead, he's still alive. But if Warren Buffett had upgraded his brain to crypto, then he would be buying Matic and Cardano right now. And those are the names that I'm DCAing into. Last night I bought some Cardano, right? I'm not buying Bitcoin very much right now at all. Full stop. I have been buying some miners in the last 2 weeks, some Bitcoin miners, which I'm glad about. Caspa is in a little bit of a weird situation because it's not necessarily over or underbought because we don't have the trading data historically. We're just flying on fundamentals, and Caspa is one of the hardest hitting fundamental projects that there is. If you're interested in buying Caspa, you can actually go to the link in the description and use the Uphold Wallet to purchase Caspa. It's really difficult if you're an American to get it anywhere else. That's Uphold Wallet by Caspa, and you can use the link in the description for that. Let's go ahead and jump on into the stories here because it is it is an absolute bull ride. We'll get to the end of the show where I have something a little bit more bearish to bring you all. One thing I need to make you aware of, though, is there was some economic print this morning. So let's have a little salad before we eat our steak, although we've had plenty of steak so far already, I would say. Core PCE price index month over month. The consensus was 0.4, actual was 0.4. So, and I'm sorry, consensus was 0.4, forecast was 0.3, okay? The previous was 0.1. Now that's not great that we've gone up when the previous was only 0.1. We've gone up 0.4. So this is inflation. This is an inflation metric, right? And so this is inflation going up. I'm not going to cover this as in-depthly. Maybe Piper Academy, the show after mine, will go a lot more in depth here on the PCE reading. But my reading of this is this probably isn't going to rock the market, but this is troubling here because I don't like to see that the previous increase was 0.1 and the actual print this time was 0.4. That's a lot more, right? So that's kind of showing the market, hey, inflation is a little stickier. We thought that it was going to be sticky, and it is. I guess now the question and this isn't going to affect crypto too much because of what Bitcoin's doing, and the halving and the supply shock and everything that's going on in Bitcoin with the ETFs as well. But on the stock side, this could absolutely affect because this essentially says the Fed's gonna have the rates higher for longer, right? Even higher for longer than what we've already had to start pricing in this year. So that's on the stock side. I'm gonna guess that you guys probably don't care too much about the stock side. So let's keep trucking. First mover America's BTC volatility spikes, crypto derivatives volume surges. And it is absolutely insane, guys. Take a look at this coinglass.com. I have never seen, other than back here to the upside, back here in January 2nd, 2024, this year, that is to the upside, and that is extreme, right? But to the downside, I've never seen a candlestick. You don't see a candlestick this extreme, and this is pretty crazy. This is a volume spike of liquidities, of liquidations of shorts, total liquidation chart. This is a liquidation of shorts right here. This is insane that this happened, right? Just like this, it's crazy. It's crazy. On the 27th, so 2 days ago, we got some really big volatility in the derivatives market here for Bitcoin, and I'll tell you what, a lot of people got wrecked. If you got wrecked, get right back in there, trade the same exact way, be emotional, stay up all night, do a bunch of drugs. Just kidding. Don't do any of that stuff. That's how you get wrecked. All right, let's keep flowing here. Marathon Digital unveils 2 Bitcoin sidechains as part of Enduro Network. Okay, so Marathon Digital is a Bitcoin mining company. You can get exposure to their business model by buying their stock on U.S. brokerages. I have none of it for reasons I do not have time to get into. I have a lot of CleanSpark, though. Enduro is a platform built on Bitcoin Network that allows for creation of multiple sidechains, providing a new avenue for innovation within the Bitcoin ecosystem. The announcement said, Marathon added that it intends developments on the network designed to incorporate decentralized governance to be community-led. Okay, so it intends the development to be community-led. That makes sense. What is happening here? A mining company, a leading one, a pretty big one and leading one, is going ahead and taking the cues from MicroStrategy. Yes, Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy, who earlier this month came out and said, hey, we're going to go ahead and pivot to becoming a Bitcoin development company. We develop software for clients, right? Mostly for, e-commerce and different things that they'll make for their clients. I don't know that it's e-commerce, but they make software, right? So they're like, hey, how much of a leap is it for us to become just a Bitcoin development company? Bitcoin, after all, is software. Marathon Digital here saying, that sounds pretty good. Let's do that. We're a mining company. Let's go ahead and pivot in the same way that Michael Saylor has. So they're going to, I don't know that that's going to make any more money for them. I don't know that there's a lot of money in Bitcoin development. That's actually an interesting question, but it will probably help support the industry of Bitcoin mining, which is why they are interested, which is why their CEO is making that decision. Let's keep moving here. BlackRock Bitcoin ETF hits record volume of over 1.3 billion for second consecutive day. This was an old headline. It was, and we were asking this question on the Investing Bros. So this is from February 27th, the same day we had those crazy liquidations back here. Bang! That's absolutely insane, guys. Bears got wrecked big time. But the question was, will BlackRock's IBIT ETF hit this volume record for the second time, 1.3 billion? Guys, that question has been answered. And not only so let's take a look at this picture, at this graph. So this is the 27th, and then this is the 28th. So not only did BlackRock exceed its previous day of in excess of 1 billion transactions in a day. So just for reference, IBIT is the yellow portion of each bar. If you're colorblind, sorry. Basically, faces were melted here with this bar. Okay. So it's absolutely insane. Eric Balkanis, of course, as you could guess, is the one who posted this, said this. The new nine doubled their volume record set Monday with about 6 billion traded. IBIT led with 3.3 billion of it. Fidelity did 1.4 billion, both doubling their previous records. The total number of trades was double too, over 500,000 individual trades. IBIT's trading volume was greater than QQQ. Yes, we've talked about this. This is insane too. There's just an endless amount of insane things going on in the Bitcoin world to the upside. And that is why we're seeing price. I mean, this is Dogecoin, but this is why we're seeing prices just spike and go parabolic, and it's crazy. And it's only the beginning. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy to think that this is where we are already at $63,000 per coin, and we're not even to the halving yet, right? I don't think many people expected this level of bullishness. There are some people who did, and I've been following them. But for the most part, most people were thinking we would be sideways. We would be 50,000, right? By the time we got to the halving. Now we might be. And there's some information I'm going to be getting into here in just a second that is actually going to bring us to entertain that conclusion. But before I get there, let's read a couple more things here. This is the IRS. This was brought to me by some bros in the Discord. IRS hires former crypto executives to bolster crypto tax regulations. This is not a huge surprise. So I think they're hiring about 10,000 professionals. Nope, 10 million. Sorry, not 10 million. $10,000. IRS recently introduced a controversial tax obligation requiring anyone who received at least 10,000 in cryptocurrencies to report that transaction information to the IRS. I believe that this had a stay put on it by the U.S. judicial system, and this or the IRS retracted it or amended that, so that is no longer super relevant. The important part of the story is that the IRS is awake. They're going to tax you for your crypto gains and crypto holdings, which brings me to our sponsor for today's episode, which is Decrypted.tax, right? Decrypted.tax, you've probably heard me talk about them before. If you haven't, and you've traded or invested in crypto in the United States or Canada, Decrypted.tax is going to be your pro solution for tax season. Head on over to Decrypted.tax today and book your free consultation with Ernest. Tell him the Investing Bros sent you, and click the link in the description of this video to access Decrypted.tax. 25% discount on your pro tax services when you tell them that the Investing Bros sent you, or when you use the link in our description. So that's just a little friendly reminder to go ahead and get ahead of the tax season from your boy T Shroom. You're welcome. All right. This might take a little bit of doing to unpack here, so let's go ahead and get into it. This is the headline here, so that we got this today. And this is a good thing overall. Bitcoin overtakes Russian ruble to become 14th largest currency in the world. Yay, right? Good. But this is a harbinger. This is a potential milestone, a marker in time that we have seen before that led to lower days. Let's take a look here at this article. So this article is from, where is the date? the date has disappeared, but this article a couple minutes ago said it was from January 8th. Where is the date? Bitcoin surpasses Thai baht and Russian ruble, becoming 14th global currency. And it looks like they've taken the date of the article down, which is really weird because it was there this morning. I wonder if they just I wonder if they just sent the article. Anyway, this is kind of, oh, here we go. Goodness gracious. So I'm not lying, guys. Don't worry. January the 8th of 2021. So let's go ahead and use our magical trading view chart. They were hiding that date from me, man. Trying to make me look wild. Trying to make me look crazy here on the Investing Bros. Guys, smash the like button. Smash the like button if you like hearing my voice crack. Let's go out to the daily chart. Now strap in, bros, because this is a little troubling, you know, but I have a strong constitution, and I know that you do too. So January 8th, 2021. You can see it back here. And what do we see? So this was the last time, okay, that we got this headline. And what's crazy, it was exactly 14. Again, with all the volatility in the currency markets, it's kind of crazy that you're seeing this exact thing again. 14th biggest global currency. What is the headline here? 14th largest global currency. That is kind of crazy. That part is nothing to do with the bearishness, but that is kind of wild. Okay, so let's take a look here at the chart. Last time that we got this headline in the news, it was January 8th, 2021, and we saw a 30% correction to the downside, a 29% correction to the downside. Let's see. But it was leading in to what would be all-time highs, or near all-time highs, and then there was a much bigger correction, and then it got up to all-time highs. But if you look at from January 8th, there was a correction lower, about 32, 31, 31.68, somewhere in there, somewhere in that neighborhood, which does qualify as kind of the correction that Tim and I have been talking about. Now, if we fast forward to the present, and we see this beautiful chart that we all know and love right here. This is our present chart, right? But if we take 32% off of this, right, of where we're currently trading, where does that put us? Right? 32% puts us exactly at the price that I've been saying, 42,000. This is where I think Bitcoin could come back and test. Now, there are a lot of levels in between here and there, but this is kind of my line in the sand. I think that this is a potential. If we go lower than that, that isn't great. But it would. Let me also just say it would take a news event for us to get lower than this. For us to get this low. There's also just a ton of support here at 51,000. You know, we struggled to get through 50,000. We obviously pushed through it, and then we struggled to get through 53,000. Remember that? That seems like that seems like years ago now that we were struggling to get through 53,000. But I think that more than likely we'll find support in here because this time does seem to be different, guys. It really does. With this ETF volatility, with this ETF inflows, when we saw the charts here from Eric Bolkanis, we're not only seeing inflows that were unexpected, we're seeing like record inflows for ETFs in general across the board, right? We're seeing IBIT alone putting in more trade volume than the Qs, guys. Which is just insane. It's insane. It really is. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me see in the chat. Tell me what you think. Do you think that there's any kind of credence to this ruble flipping indicator? Because the last time we saw it, we had a 30, 32, 29, somewhere in there percent correction, right? Depends what exchange you're looking at. But let's go ahead and for no other reason, let's go ahead and see what the bros are up to. Got a Mellows fellow saying, "What's up, bros?" Dylan Martinez said, "Yo." Blackie Chan said, "Good morning, bros." So those were the first three names to get into the chat. Let's see. 0.70 ADA feeling real nice this morning. Very nice. Very nice. Yes. Finally seeing some ADA movement to the upside. Nancy Croy, the first chat of 2024, said, "Good morning, T-Shroom." Good morning, Nancy Croy. It is good to hear from you. Crypto Freddy said, "Good morning, bros." And we got a lot of love in the chat. Crypto Mini Bike said, "Smash the likes." I can't agree more with that. Ada Ace said, "Hit the like and buy Sneck." Not financial advice there, of course, from Ada Ace. Crux of Crypto just sent me a juicy CASPA video that's going to be going out very soon over on the Piper Academy. You're not going to want to miss that. I just watched it, and it is fantastic. Crux of Crypto said, "Da BROZ." Crux, great job on that video, my man. Let's see what else we got. 2 Potion said, they're said bonk to 3 in the end of the year. Eat mayonnaise. Okay, I have no idea what that even means. Sometimes you got to read these before you put them up. I'm sorry, bros. Here we go. Meek Vision said, gang. ADA said, Meek, gang, gang. So we got a little Meek Vision said, GM ADA Riches Gang. Yes. ADA is the coin that I'm buying because it's still underbought, right? And also Cardano has a history of being delayed and then absolutely melting faces by a lot. All right, Curtis Rourke said, "Is it possible there will not be a significant pullback this time because of the amount of money pouring into ETFs? It would be idiotic to imagine betting against billions of long orders." Yes, it is possible. That's why this. Okay, so here's how I put it. I really liked how I put it in the 3 p.m. show from yesterday. And this is the question, right? Are we going to get a pullback? For a lot of reasons, because people will want to sell, right, to be unexposed to that pullback. They'll want to short to profit off that pullback, right? Or, just to be aware of it, right? Those are the 2 main reasons. It is absolutely possible that we don't get a pullback because of the "this time is different" argument. But a "this time is different" argument is something you have to innately question. You have to be like, well, hold on, why is it different? Because if you drop a ball, right, every single time you drop the ball, it's going to fall because of the law of gravity. Now, the law of Bitcoin having a pullback pre or post halving is not as anywhere near as strong as the law of a ball falling when you drop it, the law of gravity. It's just not. It's not as strong at all, right? But it's there. And every time that there has been a halving, there has been a pullback. There has been, maybe not all that significant, but there has been 10, 15, 20, 30, 40% pullbacks, right? I just laid out a case for kind of a serendipitous moment where Bitcoin flips the ruble. Doesn't have to have a pullback because of that. But the last time we saw this headline, January 8th, there was a 30% pullback, right? And that would take us down to levels that a lot of technical analysts agree are levels that we absolutely could go down and test, 42,000, right? But Curtis Rourke, you're absolutely right. It does not have to happen that way. Absolutely. I mean, if it did have to happen that way, then everybody would be trading accordingly. And that's not how the market works. All right. Drew P said, "Today is leap day." It is. It's a leap day. So it's a leap year. And February 29th is that extra day that we get in the leap year. So this is your free day. This is your day to just do whatever. And it's just a free day from the Catholics who made the original calendar. I believe it was the Jesuits sect of Catholicism specifically. Yeah, there you go. A little factoid. We like to throw out the little bonuses, the little Scooby snacks. Love the random sauce you find. Mad love, T-Shroom. Yep. I'm much appreciated there. Lunar Beaches Crypto has his own channel. Go check it out as well. Lunar Beaches Crypto on YouTube. Stupid Thing said, "So you're saying the halving will cause a ball drop?" That's funny. That's good stuff. That's a good hearty belly laugh there. I'm sure some people had. Well, look, guys, things are getting bullish. Things are getting very, very bullish. Likely, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, you have an entry level into Bitcoin that is going to give you the fortitude, the strength to be able to just hold through any pullback, even a 50% pullback from here, right? So that's good. But for those of you who are new, right, who have bought Bitcoin, who have bought crypto in the last month or two, first of all, thank you for watching this channel. Make sure you subscribe if you're getting value. But listen to what I'm about to say. Also smash the likes, but listen to what I'm going to say. If you're new, right, and you've been buying Bitcoin in here, right, you bought it here at 51,000, maybe even you got it down here at 39,000, right? It's not completely alien for Bitcoin to do a crazy correction for one reason or another. It would only be a 40% correction for us to get back down to $37,000 per coin, 37.2 specifically. that would put us at a 40% correction. 40%, to my knowledge, is about the most of a pullback that we'd see at this phase of the cycle, right? Leading into a pretty significant bull market, leading into the halving. With that said, we could get no pullback. This pullback from the Coinbase situation, like it was like a 10% pullback. That might be the only pullback we see in this whole situation, in this whole like rally, because of the ETF inflows, right? So we saw this pullback. It wasn't. Yeah, it was that. This was the pullback here. Coinbase, shut down, glitched, which isn't good. It was scary, right? But this isn't a 10% pull. This is only like a 5% pull. So the pullbacks that we've seen have been very minimal, and it's causing a lot of people to ask the question, where are these pullbacks? Are they even going to come? And a lot of people are concluding no. But listen, if you have an average entry point into Bitcoin above 50,000, right, or even above 45,000, you need to be careful. You need to really check. You need to so people like me who've been in crypto for a lot longer than those prices, we've developed a conviction in Bitcoin. We understand. We're not just here because we heard about it and we went out and bought it, and now we're like, oh, I can't wait to see how high it goes. Like there's a lot more depth to Bitcoin, right? And you're at the very beginning of this deep rabbit hole that is cryptocurrency, that is the relationship with centralized governments that issue fiat currency, right? This is really the important part, is that Bitcoin is a fixed value, a fixed supply currency. There's only 21 million Bitcoins, whereas fiat currency like the dollar, the euro, the yen, the ruble, all of the currencies that Bitcoin is nearing or has exceeded all-time highs against, right? Those are not fixed supply currencies. Those are infinite supply currencies. The central banks that issue those fiat, the only thing that restricts them from printing to infinity is inflation. And that's not something that actually stops them. That's something that if they continue to print into inflation, into high inflation, then their economy gets wrecked, right? Bitcoin doesn't do that. Bitcoin doesn't print anything, right? It is only as inflationary as the new drips into the circulation from the miners. And if you haven't noticed, there's not a lot of new Bitcoin going into circulation, right? It's becoming more and more difficult to mine Bitcoin. And so right now, the amount of Bitcoin that's out there really is pretty much fixed. Yes, of course, there's a like 3% more Bitcoin that will be circulated back into circulation, will be mined into circulation. But for the most part, all the Bitcoin's there. This also contrasts with gold, because you might be listening to this and saying, okay, I bought Bitcoin for the first time, but I also have a lot of gold, and that's fixed supply too. It is, but it's less fixed supply. Why? Because apparently there's a bunch of gold somewhere in Africa I don't know about. I've never heard about this, but I heard about it yesterday, right? We can find more gold. Statistically, it's possible that there could be a huge deposit of gold somewhere that would increase the supply of gold. When you increase the supply and you have the same amount of demand, that makes the price potentially come down, right? The other thing, too, is that we could find gold on other planets. Now, that's like more of a 300-400 year concern, probably, but that is a concern. Bitcoin, there's never going to be any more Bitcoin, right? Okay, so that's the ultimate concept here. But this is extremely important, because these types of things is what gives you the conviction, the intestinal fortitude to see a 20, 30, 40 or more percent pullback and say, I'm just going to buy more. That is the attitude that you have to win in crypto and win in volatile markets in general, right? If you're trading natural gas, you see lower prices, you buy the lower prices, right? So it's not just crypto, but overall, guys, here, you have to have conviction in what you're buying here when you're in Bitcoin specifically. And then if you want to go further down on the risk curve with names like Kaspa or Cardano or Chainlink or Ethereum, right, you need to understand those technologies too. Not as intimately as the people who are developing them, but intimately enough not to sell during a pullback. I think that's a great way to put it. Thank you so much, bros, for tuning in to today's show. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring you all this alpha and this caution that when the last time Bitcoin flipped the ruble, we had a 30% correction. So just keep an eye on this. A 30% correction from here would only put us down to 42,000. I would absolutely be buying more Bitcoin mining stocks, and a lot more crypto probably, right? So take a look at the charts for yourself, do your own research, use awesome tools like ALGO and decrypted.tax to stay on top of your risk management. And all the links for those are in the bio of this very video. If you're trading, keep your stop losses tight and stay hydrated, bros. See you at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros. Army pipe, lethal on trade. Entries and exits, worthy of praise. Tim, the professor of the TA. Shouted out loud on the PA. T-Shrooms news, got the word. Doing better than what he deserves. Beamer, leave no evidence. Soon fly coop with his dividend. Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros.
Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros.